Have you ever felt like you're not enough? You are not broken. You are not a problem to be fixed. That nagging voice in your head, the one that whispers you're falling behind or that you don't quite measure up, is not a reflection of your true worth. It's a universal human experience, a quiet hum of insecurity that connects us all in our most vulnerable moments. I've spent time researching shame and vulnerability, and if there is one thing I know for certain, it's that every single person I have ever met has felt this way. It's part of the human condition, this feeling of being on the outside looking in, wondering if you are the only one who feels flawed or lost. This feeling doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about your job title, or your bank account, or how many followers you have. It visits the successful CEO in the corner office and the new parent trying to figure it all out. It shows up for the artist staring at a blank canvas and the student facing a big exam. We all carry these stories of imperfection, these moments where we believe we've failed or that we are fundamentally lacking. The goal isn't to silence that voice forever, because that's an impossible task. The goal is to learn how to acknowledge it, sit with it, and then kindly tell it that you are the one writing your story, not your fear. For a long time, I believed that my own struggles with self-doubt were a sign of weakness. I thought if I could just organize my life better, achieve more, or be more perfect, then I would finally feel secure. I remember one specific time after giving a talk that I thought went terribly. I spent the entire night replaying every stumble, every awkward pause, convinced I had just proven to everyone that I was a complete fraud. I was so wrapped up in the shame of it all that I couldn't see the truth, that I was just a person trying my best, and that showing up at all was an act of courage. That experience taught me a powerful lesson. The feeling of not enough thrives in isolation and secrecy. It wants us to believe we are the only ones, that our struggles are unique and therefore shameful. But when we start talking about it, when we find the courage to share our stories of imperfection with people who have earned the right to hear them, something magical happens. The shame starts to dissipate. We realize that our messy, complicated, and beautifully imperfect journeys are what connect us. Your story of struggle is not a liability. It is a testament to your resilience and your humanity. We are constantly bombarded with messages about who we should be. Turn on your television, scroll through your social media feed, or glance at a magazine cover, and you'll see it. The world presents us with a carefully curated, digitally enhanced, and completely unrealistic highlight reel of life. It shows us the perfect body, the perfect family, the perfect career, and the perfect vacation. These images create a powerful and often unconscious standard of what success and happiness are supposed to look like. We internalize these ideals without even realizing it, and then we begin to measure our own messy, real lives against this impossible yardstick of perfection. This culture of perfectionism is relentless. It tells us to hustle harder, look younger, be happier, and never ever show weakness. The problem is that this ideal is not just unattainable, it's not even real. It's an illusion, a collection of curated moments stitched together to create a narrative of flawlessness. When our own lives, with their inevitable ups and downs, their disappointments and their unglamorous moments, don't match up, we feel like we are failing. We are not failing. We are simply being human in a world that has forgotten what that truly means. True belonging is not about fitting into a perfect mold. It's about standing in our truth. This constant pressure creates a breeding ground for shame. Shame is that intensely painful feeling of believing that we are flawed and therefore unworthy of love and belonging. Is different from guilt, which is the feeling of doing something bad. Shame is the feeling of being bad. The media and societal standards are experts at triggering this feeling. They subtly tell us that if we don't look a certain way, earn a certain amount, or live a certain lifestyle, then we are not worthy. This is a dangerous and damaging lie, one that keeps us small and disconnected from our authentic selves. We have to consciously choose to push back against these manufactured ideals. This requires a daily practice of critical awareness. It means questioning the images we see and reminding ourselves that what we are seeing is not the whole story. It means celebrating our own ordinary, beautiful moments, even if they aren't Instagram worthy. It means finding joy in the journey, not just the destination. Your life is not a performance to be rated and judged. It is a unique and precious experience to be lived with all of its glorious imperfections. Your worth is inherent, and it has absolutely nothing to do with how well you conform to an illusion. One of the most common ways we inflict pain on ourselves is through comparison. We look at someone else's life, their career, their relationship, their home, their talents, and we use it as a benchmark for our own. This is what I call the comparison trap, and it is a game that we can never, ever win. When we compare, we almost always measure our behind-the-scenes struggles against someone else's public highlight reel. We see their successes, their polished exteriors, and their triumphs, but we are blind to their private battles, their insecurities, and their moments of doubt. It is an inherently unfair and inaccurate assessment. This act of comparison is the thief of joy. It takes our own progress, our own unique achievements, and it diminishes them in the light of what someone else is doing. You might be proud of a small step you took today, a moment of courage or a personal victory, but that pride can vanish in an instant when you see someone else seemingly accomplishing something bigger or better. The truth is, their journey is not your journey. Their path has its own set of challenges, advantages, and timelines that you know nothing about. To measure your beginning against someone else's middle is a recipe for discouragement. Even the most successful people you can imagine struggle with this. I have had the privilege of speaking with leaders who from the outside seem to have it all figured out. Yet, in our quiet conversations, they confess their own deep-seated fears and insecurities. They admit to looking over their shoulders, to feeling like imposters, and to worrying that they are not living up to expectations. This taught me that no level of achievement can immunize you from self-doubt. The feeling of not enough is a persistent companion on the human journey, no matter how far you travel. The only way to escape this trap is to consciously shift our focus from comparison to gratitude and self-compassion. Instead of looking outward at what others have, we must learn to look inward at our own lives and appreciate what is there. What are you grateful for today? What small step did you take that you can be proud of? The antidote to comparison is not to achieve more so that you can win the game. It is to stop playing altogether. It is about embracing your own pace, your own story, and your own definition of a life well lived. Your path is your own, and it is valid and worthy just as it is. The journey towards self-acceptance is not about becoming a perfect, flawless version of yourself. It is about embracing the person you are right now with all of your strengths, weaknesses, and beautiful imperfections. I call this wholehearted living. It is the practice of engaging with the world from a place of worthiness. It means cultivating the courage, compassion, and connection to wake up in the morning and think, no matter what gets done and how much is left undone, I am enough. It's a practice, not a destination, and it requires us to be incredibly kind to ourselves along the way. Self-compassion is at the heart of this journey. It means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a good friend who is struggling. When you make a mistake or feel like you failed, you don't berate yourself. Instead, you offer yourself grace. You acknowledge the pain and disappointment without judgment. And you remind yourself that imperfection is a shared human experience. This is not about letting yourself off the hook. It is about creating the emotional safety needed to learn, grow, and be resilient in the face of life's challenges. Being hard on yourself does not lead to growth, it leads to shame and stagnation. Embracing your story means owning all of it. The triumphs and the struggles, the joy and the heartbreak. It means refusing to let shame write the ending. Your flaws are not liabilities, they are part of what makes you uniquely you. Your vulnerabilities are not weaknesses, they are the birthplace of courage and connection. When we have the courage to own our stories and share them with the world, we give others permission to do the same. We create a culture where it is safe to be real, to be messy, and to be human. This is how we build genuine connection and foster a sense of true belonging. So I want to leave you with this. The feeling that you are not good enough is one of the most common experiences we share, but it does not have to define you. You are not broken. You are a work in progress on a unique and unrepeatable journey. The world needs you to show up and be seen exactly as you are. Embrace your story, practice kindness toward yourself, and dare to believe in your own worthiness. The path to freedom and growth is not found in becoming someone else. It is found in courageously embracing the magnificent, imperfect person you have always been.